Canterbury Trails Farm, hanging some drywall still. I'm going to give a go at using the drywall lifter today. Like I said, I'm doing my best to see how much of this I can actually do by myself. We've got this awesome contraption here. This is a drywall lifter, which it looks like to me, we got this on Amazon. It's about 150 bucks, $160. And I think comparing the cost of this to the cost of what you'd be paying somebody else to do this for you, it's well worth it. Assembled it last night. It was not too bad to assemble, so I'm going to try this today. It would do a great job. I tested it last night. It goes all the way to the ceiling, so you could do ceiling board by yourself. And I'm also hoping it'll help with the walls. Why I'm saying I'm hoping, because this only tilts out like this, so it doesn't do anything flush. It's not going to hold anything flush to the wall, but these feet will hold it in place. After I lift it to the spot where I need it, it will hold the board in place, so I can get behind it, push it in place. I'll nail it in a few spots, and then this time I'm going to use screws. So I have some drywall screws that I got this time. So that's how I'm going to try it. I'm going to hang the top boards first this time, where I did it in the reverse last time and it didn't work out. I'm going to hang the top boards first so that I can get the top edge flush against the ceiling. You can see I've got a little bit of damage here from when we were tearing out the quarter round and the wood paneling that was here before, but I'll fix that later with some mud. So right now what I'm going to do, I've got this board cut already for to go flush against the inside of the frame, and hopefully this is more or less in the right spot for this. It's much better than the job I did on the first one, I think, so hopefully we're in good shape. Now I'm going to do my best to get this board up here on this machine, which I think is going to be the most challenging part. I also have this ceiling fan that's not helping my cause much. Out of the way. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to scoot this back a little bit so I have room to maneuver. So obviously I have to have the wide side to the machine if that's the part that I want out, and it is. Okay. So I've got my drywall lifter. I'm going to hoist this up enough to get it on this, and that's going to help me get it on top of this thing. It's probably going to be slow going, but it's alright. I'm going to put my foot under there to help me get the drywall lifter underneath it. So I'm going to hoist this up. 1, 2, 3. And put this on my feet. Try not to break my ceiling fan. Alright. Okay. So step 1, it's on the machine. It doesn't fall off. Looking good, folks. Here we go. We're going to roll this baby up here. Keep this part towards me. Run into things. So unfortunately this doesn't go flush against the wall, so I do have to do some of this work myself. Okay, so this has got a wheel brake here, making sure that's on. The one thing I see is that the cradle is, so that's good. Alright, so I've got it flush against this board over here. I'll fix that hole later. I don't care too much right now. Just does have to go higher. However, well, it looks like my ceiling's bowed. I I've got to get it flush in order to fix it, so something has to hold it underneath. There's nothing to hold it underneath, and this won't hold it flush.
I didn't see who it was right away. His face was the color and consistency of crushed strawberries. I helped him up and over to the wash basin in the corner of the room. With his face washed, he looked a little better, but he still looked like Larry LeBlanc.
Oh, am I ever glad to see you? I thought it was them coming back to kill me.
Did you find Julius?
No, he got away.
In front of the Newsreel Theater. I bought 2 tickets and piloted.
Ceremonial dress, prostrate themselves before the true casket containing the most sacred object of the Buddhist world, legendary relic of Buddha himself.
I have the board marked where my studs are. This is the second piece I've used for this high lifting. Honestly, I'm not sure that it saves me a lot hanging on the wall, because Daniel and I could probably lift it into place just as easily as lifting it on top of this, but at least we lift it lower, and then we crank this up. This thing comes down. You know, we lowered it down so that it was easier to put on there. But you know, we had to turn it around, get it into position and everything else. By that time we probably could have propped it up and put it on the wall. Anyway, I'm trying to get my money's worth out of the thing, so cranking it up, trying to get as close as I can into position on the wall. It doesn't go flush against the wall. Another thing that happened to me just as I was rolling it over here, this came down on my head twice. It doesn't lock into position. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but there's no apparent lock mechanism. There's a spring in here that doesn't appear to do anything, so there may be something else to it that I'm missing, but in any event, it doesn't really help me do anything on my own except holds this aloft until I'm ready to get somebody help me put it on the wall. So actually this machine didn't help me. The only thing it would help me do by myself is hang ceiling board, because it goes all the way to the ceiling. I could push it flush up against the ceiling and fix it in by myself. But doing it on the wall, the way that this thing works, you can see I can't even put it flush up against the wall, even with the tripod wheels fully extended. This bottom part goes flush up against the wall, but you know, somebody still has to hold it against the wall and set it into place. And if I would have hung this first, I wouldn't have anything to put this on. So I had to go back to hanging the bottom pieces first, and I just put shims underneath so that I didn't repeat the mistake I made over here. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the wall. I'm nailing them in to hold them in place, and then I'm going to come back and screw them in. I know I did all those with nails, but I think with screws it'll be better. And, well, I'll just have to do a really good job of mudding and texturing so we don't see all this. But okay, you wanna. So anyway, as you can see, it doesn't go flush against the wall. So all it really does is prevent us from having to lift this up again. We have to get over here into place and then lift this onto the bottom board, which I already hung. Okay, well, so you can see the machine just kind of holds it aloft for us for a little while we're doing other things. So, like I said, I can use it for ceiling board, and I guess I can use it to hold stuff for me while I'm waiting. This is Chris from Canterbury Trails Farm. See you next time.